Hey guys, it is your girl Jade Ashley, and I am back with the new video of when the beat drops. And like always, you know, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats in music of this week, so you know you have to stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into our beats for this week. So my first beat of this week, I have to talk about Beyonce. So we all know Beyonce, she performed at the 50th anniversary of the Country Music Awards. And you know, us, you know, Beyonce fans, we was all here for it. First and foremost, it caught us all by surprise because it was the day of the show that the news kind of like broke, and it was like, yeah, you know, Beyonce, she's gonna be at tonight's CMAs and stuff like that. Now us, we usually don't watch the Country Music Awards, you know. Well, if you're into country music, then obviously you would, but you know, us R&B, you know, hip-hop lovers, you know, pop music, the Country Music Awards is pretty much not really our scene. You know, a lot of our favorite artists are not, you know, there, but I mean, if you like a country artist, then 9 times out of 10 you would watch, you know, the Country Music Awards because it honors like country music and stuff like that. So we were here for it. You know, everybody jumped on Twitter. They had like their little memes. They had their tweets like, you know, when the Country Music Awards be like Beyonce performing, you know, the Beehive, you know. So obviously this was going to work for their ratings and stuff like that. I don't know how their ratings usually work, but 9 times out of 10, no matter who it is, when you hear that Beyonce is going to be there, just know your ratings is about to be on and popping. Long story short. So we were here for it. Absolutely. You know, couldn't wait to see, 1, what Beyonce was going to wear, and 2, we pretty much already knew what song she was going to do. So, you know, you hear Beyonce, Country Music Awards, we think about, you know, Lemonade, and we're like, okay, Daddy Lessons, out of all the songs on that album, Daddy Lessons definitely has that country feel, that country sound. And then we all know Beyonce, she's from Houston, Texas. So, you know, we know how to be killing the vocals when it comes to like the R&B and stuff like that, and the soul and everything. But, you know, she has to have some type of country music roots somewhere in there, being from Houston. So we knew off the bat it was going to be Daddy Lessons. So it was kind of like, okay, how is she going to do this, you know, because it was out of the ordinary that she was going to be at the Country Music Awards. So we knew that she was up to something without a doubt. It's Beyonce, come on. So Beyonce, she went on stage to perform her song Daddy Lessons, as we all knew she would, and she had a special guest on, or special guests I should say, on the stage with her, which was the Dixie Chicks. So you know, Dixie Chicks, you know, they are country music, so it only made sense. And you know, they basically collaborated on her song and they did an amazing job. You know, we were sitting there singing the song with them and whatnot. The Dixie Chicks, you know, put their own little country flair on it. Like I said, it was already like a country song, so we were here for it. But the drama did not come until after the performance. So, you know, when it comes to like award shows and stuff like that, anything that pretty much comes on television, you know, trending on social media, people talk about it. So there was a lot of hate. A lot of people who are country music fans were pretty much upset that Beyonce performed at the Country Music Awards, and pretty much was saying like racial slurs and stuff like that, and saying that Beyonce was actually racist for doing it. Like, they were saying how she was disrespecting country music. Out of the one night that country music is honored, why would she be there? Now I could understand if she was up in the Country Music Awards performing Formation or some shit like that, that's not a country song, then we can talk about it. But the simple fact that she performed the one country song that she has on her album, y'all upset about that. And y'all upset because it was the Country Music Awards that invited Beyonce, I'm sure. Now, we know Beyonce, we call her Beezus, we know musically we understand her power, but I doubt she has the power to just walk up in anybody's, you know, award show and just demand to perform. So, you know, she obviously had to get an invitation from the Country Music Awards to be there. So a lot of country music fans were upset at that. But shit definitely hit the fan when the Beehive, you know, when the Beehive come through, you know, it's can't nobody defeat the Beehive. The only person that could possibly defeat the Beehive is Beyonce, and why would she defeat her fans? So basically, the Beehive, they were pretty much searching like the CMA's tweets and stuff like that, and they noticed that there was absolutely nothing mentioning Beyonce's performance. Every other performer, everybody, other people that were like in attendance of the award show or who hit the stage and stuff like that, there was some type of tweet referring to them. But when it came to Beyonce, it was nothing. So everybody just automatically got upset, started getting at the CMAs, like, why would you sit here and delete Beyonce's tweets and all of this stuff. And then eventually they spoke out and they said that they pretty much had like I guess like they posted like a performance clip and they pulled that down. And they said the only reason why that performance clip was pulled down was because Beyonce herself did not approve it and they did not want that up there. So at the request of Beyonce, they took down that performance clip. So I don't know what the hell was going on with all of these people coming for Beyonce, but y'all really tried it. Y'all really tried it. Like, damn, I did not know Beyonce had haters. I really did not know, but now I know. And I think obviously it had to be because she's black. Long story short, we don't really see black people at the Country Music Awards. The last black person I saw was Diddy, and I forgot why he was there, but he was there. But yeah, so just for all that, I am praying to God and asking that next year for the Country Music Awards, I hope they invite K. Michelle. I want to see K. Michelle at the Country Music Awards, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Y'all already know how I feel about her. Y'all know how much I love her musically and stuff like that. Whatever, whoop-de-whoop, doody-doo, right? So, K. Michelle, she's from Memphis, Tennessee, and I've heard her say countless amount of times that her first love of music or genre of music was country music. She said that the first record she ever brought was a country, country record. She's been adamant about adding a country type of sound to her music, and she's been successful with doing that with her last album, Marches in Vogue. So just for that, I just want the Country Music Awards to keep inviting black people, and I just want to make these people even more mad. So therefore, I'm going to pray that next year at the Country Music Awards, K. Michelle got her ass up on there, and I'm going to be sitting there watching like, yes, K, fuck it up. And K. Michelle, the way she, made her body to be, that's definitely going to make them uncomfortable for sure. If they thought they was uncomfortable, they thought they was upset to see Beyonce, I want somebody like K. Michelle to be on the stage. That's all I have to say. So if you guys have any thoughts on this whole controversy surrounding like Beyonce and people basically hating on her at the Country Music Awards, definitely comment below and let me know your thoughts. But we're going to move on to my next beat. And still kind of staying with Beyonce and stuff like that. So this past Friday there was a Get Out the Vote concert in Cleveland, headlined by Jay-Z in support of Hillary Clinton. Now the announcement for this concert came probably like sometime last week, because I remember like writing about it and stuff like that. So long story short, this was Jay-Z's way of pretty much showing his support for Hillary Clinton. Obviously he promotes or is in support of her being our next president. So why not get a big artist that can pretty much push the vote when it comes to like the youth. The youth is we pretty much make up a majority of the vote. So they'll try to do anything to encourage young people to vote. So first of all, I hope y'all vote. And I made sure that I was registered to vote. I don't want to sound like all political, because I'm really not a political person, but I do understand the importance of voting, definitely when it comes to this election in particular. So I'm actually excited because this is my first time voting in the state of New York. This is my second election that I will be voting in, but my first time in the state of New York, because when I was 18 in the last election in 2012, I was actually in my freshman year of college. And my freshman year of college, I was in North Carolina. So I was kind of like the out-of-state student voting in a different state or something like that. So this is my first time actually voting in New York. So I'm excited to vote again in my second election, but for the first time in my home state of New York City. But regardless of the fact, Jay-Z, he headlined the show in Cleveland, showing his support for Hillary Clinton. Now, Jay-Z, he has a lot of power in music as well. So it wasn't just going to be him. He was going to put on a star-studded show. So, of course, he had Beyonce there. Beyonce, she voiced how important it was to vote when she did that title show a couple of weeks back. So, she had to do the same thing again. She kind of talked about how she thought it was important for her daughter to see that a woman could be president as well. Other artists that performed at the show was, I saw Big Sean was there. J. Cole, who was on, he's going on a break right now. He said he was taking a break and stuff like that from like performing and everything. But of course, Jay-Z was able to pull out J. Cole to be a part of it. Chance the Rapper, it was just a big show to show their support for Hillary Clinton. So I thought that was pretty dope. you know, Donald Trump, he threw his shade talking about how he don't need Jay-Z to fill up arenas and stuff like that, and talked about him using profanity in his music and all that other stuff. But we're not going to get into that. So I thought it was pretty much a dope thing, and I just want to highlight that. And, you know, with Election Day being this week, by the time this video was up, you know, Election Day should be probably like the day after or something like that for y'all. But, you know, definitely I hope you guys, whoever watching this, did your part and exercise your right to vote. But other than that, we'll move on to my third beat of this week. And the next controversial topic of the week in music is Mr. Dwayne Carter, aka Lil Wayne. I don't know what the hell is wrong with him, but he had his ABC's Nightline interview aired this week. And, you know, I really, honestly, I really don't know what's wrong with that man. So his interview for ABC's Nightline, it aired, and it was pretty much a regular interview up until the very end. So, you know, they say here, they talk about how his impact in music has happened. You know, when he started out, all the records he sold, the lives he's touched. You know, recently he dropped the new book, Going to November, which is basically a book about his time spending his time in jail here in New York City when he was on Rikers Island. So he, you know, we get to read about that and stuff like that. You know, they kind of touched on his little beef with like Birdman and, you know, Carter 5 being held, all of that. All the stuff we already know, already heard throughout the past couple of months and stuff like that. And it wasn't until the very end. So, you know, back in September, he was somewhere on ESPN or something like that. They pretty much asked him about, like, you know, I guess like racism or something like that, to the fact that he said that he didn't even know racism existed. So he already caught heat for that. You know, people said what they had to say about that, and I guess it was pushed under the rug. But, you know, obviously somebody's gonna ask the question about that. You know, we live in this world where there's like a lot of, you know, police brutality, a lot of unarmed black men, or just unarmed black people in general, who lose their lives. So, you know, as someone who's in the spotlight, as a public figure, definitely when you're doing interview, they're gonna ask you questions, especially if you're black. You know, for him, he's from New Orleans. You know, we pretty much learned about his upbringing and stuff like that. So they're gonna ask you about like Black Lives Matter or stuff like that. Now, granted, you might not be embedded into it. You might not be, you know, every morning you want to, you know, Black Lives Matter. You might not be like the, I guess, I don't want to say like the new age of, you know, like the Black Panthers or something like that. There's people who understand the cause, people who can agree that, you know, this whole senseless killings it just has to stop. And you as a black person would say, yes, Black Lives Matter, you know, F like the whole all lives matter, because if all lives matter, then Black Lives Matter as well. So because Black Lives Matter don't matter to those who are killing black people, then all lives do not matter. Whatever. You know, we can go back and forth and debate. This is not what that show's about. But, you know, he was asked about the Black Lives Matter, and I had to write down what he said, because I understood why people started getting pissed, because people were talking about it and I'm like, damn, I don't even want to watch it. But then I watched it and I'm like, yo, this nigga's wilding. And as somebody who sits here and wants to interview people, I don't know how that lady who was interviewing him kept her composure. She obviously had good training in school, and my school didn't teach me nothing, because I would have got up and I would have cursed his ass out, because he was not about to disrespect me in that interview the way he disrespected her. But basically, when she asked him about Black Lives Matter, he said to her, what do you mean? And he talked about being young, black, and rich, and said if that doesn't show that America doesn't show that Black Lives Matter. So basically he's saying because he's young, black, and rich, obviously America knows that Black Lives Matter. Whatever. Yeah. Somebody really sitting here blasting Liddy again while I'm trying to do a video. But anyway, like I was saying, rich or not, like, that was just a dumb comment within itself. But the bullshit just kept on going. Basically, he was saying that he didn't know what Black Lives Matter was. He didn't know what that was. He said he don't know what that is. And then after that, this nigga gonna say, my life matter, especially to my bitches. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? I'm stuck, I'm cursing, but I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, who said my life matter, especially to my bitches? Like, what? Like, that is so ignorant. That's ignorant. That is so ignorant of him. I promise you. And then he said that he doesn't feel connected to anything that has nothing to do with him, and then he won't pull out this flag and said, I'm connected to this, I'm a gang member. See, I don't know what he had to be on. Something he really had to be, and whatever he was on needs to be illegal, and whoever's caught with it needs to, like, it was crazy, and a lot of people were outraged about it. And one person who definitely expressed their disapproval of his comments this past weekend was T.I. You know, T.I., his wife Tiny, and then Lil Wayne's ex-wife Toya, they have like a really close relationship. You know, their kids have played together and stuff like that. But he was like, look, I always looked at you as a friend. I've always been like looked up to you as an artist and been proud to call you a friend. But the type of shit that you was on, I'm not here for it. And if this means I have to call you out, like, he was just pretty much, you know, expressing his disapproval of Lil Wayne's comments. It was a very lengthy, you know, message that he pretty much said on Instagram. But look, I'm siding with T.I. in this whole situation, and Lil Wayne obviously was not bothered by his comment and really didn't care too much. So I was just disappointed. Long story short, disappointed in this whole Lil Wayne situation, and I'm just trying to wake up and see that this is not true, because I really feel like this is ridiculous. But moving on to my fourth beat of this week, somebody who was mentored by Lil Wayne and, you know, is an artist, or I don't want to say an offspring, but, you know, has a lot to do with Lil Wayne, or Lil Wayne has a lot to do with his success, is Drake. So this week it was revealed by Billboard that Drake's album Views has been in the top 5 on Billboard for half of 2016. So we already know that it's 12 months in a year, and half of a year is 6 months, which means that Views has been on the top 5 in Billboard for 6 months. So Views dropped back in April, and it was May 21st that Views made it to #1 on Billboard's 200, right? Billboard 200. And he stayed at the #1 spot for 13 weeks. And for the past 26 weeks in total, leading up to now, he's been within the top 5. So he, you know, is a part of like this, I think it's like 7 albums in total who have spent their first 6 weeks at, have spent their first 26 weeks, their first 6 months in the top 5. And some artists have, you know, went past 26 weeks and stuff like that. So like Adele, I think was like 39 weeks, and then Michael Jackson, his Bad album was like 38 weeks and stuff like that. So long story short, Drake's album been in the top 5 for the past 6 months. So when he said top 5 on Grammys with Future, he was on to something. So shout out to Drake. That's a big accomplishment, definitely, you know, and people have their opinions on whether or not the album was good or not, but obviously it was good enough to spend top 5 for the past 6 months. So moving on to my last beat of this week, I have to talk about Miss Mariah Carey. So Mariah Carey, she will be performing at VH1 Divas Unsilent Night event. Now this is not a surprise, because we all know that the holiday season is coming up, and I'm so excited for that, because, you know, it's just something about the holiday season that just makes me feel better. Like, it, you know, puts me in a better mood. So I need to be in a better mood in my life right now. So I'm excited for the holiday season, and I'm hoping that the holiday season can bring cheerfulness in my life. But besides the fact, we all know that the holiday season is Mariah Carey's favorite season as well. You know, all I want for Christmas is you. So you know, that's a must when it comes to like the holiday season. But you know, she does like her annual concerts and stuff like that with the holiday season, and she's all, you know, extra in being a diva that she is. So she will be doing VH1 Divas Unsilent Night event. Now there's other artists who will perform as well, but they haven't been announced as yet. But this will be VH1's first year within the past 4 years that they've done Divas, and yeah, so it's pretty dope. This will be Mariah Carey's 3rd time performing on the Diva stage. The first time that she was on the Diva stage was back in 1998. And the show will go down obviously next month in December in New York City at the King's Theater. It will happen on December 2nd, and it will air on VH1 3 days later on December 5th. And Mariah Carey, she talked about it And she said in a statement, "I'm thrilled VH1 asked me to return to the Divas stage this year. The Divas special offers a wonderful opportunity to perform for my fans over the holidays, which is my favorite and most festive time of the year. So I'm actually looking forward to that." You know, a lot of people, they have their concerns because in recent years, Mariah's voice hasn't been the Mariah we've known her to be. But I'm hoping, in definitely with, you know, this year being her favorite time of the year, Mariah is gonna get it together. I have faith that she'll get it together, and she'll do what she needs to do to pull off this show, especially because it's gonna be, you know, because I think the last one she did was televised too. She still fucked up. Look, I have faith in Mariah. I'd rather be positive instead of go into this with a negative outlook on it. So yeah, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video, and of course, you know, I have to end every single video by reminding you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It would greatly be appreciated. Unfortunately, I have no notes to leave you guys with this week, but you know, I have to end everything with my song of the week, and my song of the week is gonna have to go to Bruno Mars. So he is gearing up to release his new album 24K Magic, which is dropping on November 18th, and this week he released the 2nd single off of that album, which is called Versace on the Floor. And when I tell y'all, I've been listening to this song all week. It just gives me good vibes. Like, it just, you know, makes me think of like 80s, you know, even though I wasn't in the 80s, but you know, like 90s R&B. It just gives me like a good feel. It's like a great slow jam. I promise you guys are gonna love it. You're gonna want to listen to it more than one time. So if you want to hear that song in its entirety, you can head over to my blog at www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com to check out that song in its entirety. Once again, I thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. So bye. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.